What's up, you guys? I'm Gabby. I'm back at you, and what are we gonna get into today? Today, we are going to talk about my tips and tricks that I have for you around what you should do when starting a new job. If you guys were not aware, I did recently start a new job about 4 months ago, and these tips are still fresh on my mind because a lot of them I am still implementing today because I am still pretty new at my job, right? So I'm still in that time frame where I am working to make a good impression, build relationships, and build my personal brand. So I feel like I have a lot to share on this topic. And I know with the new year, there's going to be a lot of other people who are starting new jobs as well. So hopefully this information will be timely for you, and make sure you leave comments and like this video if it is helpful. And on that note, let's jump into it. So the first tip I would give you is to make sure during your first week, maybe your second week if you're very busy on the first week with onboarding and trainings, that kind of thing, make sure you start to schedule meetings with people you're going to work with in any type of shape, form, or fashion. Even if they are not your direct teammates or you guys don't report directly to the same boss, anyone who will have any impact on your overall success or anyone that you will have to work with in any type of way, you should be scheduling meetings with them. And these meetings should be focused on you getting to know them and asking questions about their area of the company, what their day-to-day tasks are, and how you are most likely to work with them in the future. I did this during my first month at my new job, and it was so helpful with helping me to feel acclimated to my new job, and also just helping me to get a better understanding of the different parts and pieces of my company and how they all came together to create one cohesive business. So I really think having those one-on-one meetings with people that you're going to work with is a way to kick you off in the right direction. Number two, during those first few months, building your reputation and personal brand is so important because people don't know you at all. They don't know what to expect of you. They don't know what type of team member you're going to be, what your strengths and weaknesses are. So this is really the time to show them this and to make them feel comfortable with working with someone who is new on their team. So this is really the time to let people know I'm a great team player, I am a hard worker, I am reliable. This really is that time for you to, be that shining star and showcase your best qualities in the workplace. At the same time, you don't want to be a show off, but you do want to let them know that you are a hard worker and that you mean business at this new job. And most importantly, that you are looking to help them in areas that they may be struggling with and help to make their lives much easier. Along the same lines, you want to make sure that your social media page is reflecting who you want people to see you as a professional. So double, triple, and quadruple check your social media pages to make sure everything that's on there is what you want to be attached to your personal brand. Even if it's something that you're not totally sure is right or a little too edgy or unprofessional, just hide it, delete it, just in case. This really isn't the time to have any online personal brand slip-ups. Number three, this may contradict what I just mentioned because I said that, this is the time to really put your best foot forward. But number three is don't work yourself too hard. You are new at this company, you don't have all the answers, you're still trying to figure out what your projects are going to be, you're still trying to figure out the dynamics on your team. So don't expect that you're going to have all the answers on the first few months. It may take you 6 months or more to finally feel that you're in a place where you have everything figured out. You're going to have a lot of questions. You're going to be sitting in meetings confused. You're going to be stressed out about learning how to be in a new environment, right? Like I remember at my job, I couldn't find the refrigerators. So it was so stressful to me because, I like to bring lunch to work so I can save money, and I wasn't able to do that. So I had to create a whole new plan around how to pack my lunch. So since there weren't public refrigerators at my job, like at my last job, I had to get a lunch bag and, you know, those ice packs that you put in the bag. I had to create a bunch of new systems to help me to integrate into my new job. And I had to remind myself that I couldn't push myself too hard, because you may have a hard time getting to work without getting lost. So you may be a few minutes late during your first few weeks. Hopefully it's not your first few days, right? Because you're building your personal brand and showing people how much of a boss you are. However, you know, there may be slip-ups, and you really have to just give yourself a break and remind yourself that you are learning and that you are going through a major life shift, and you just need to give yourself time to let all the kinks get settled out. Number 4, this time period during your first few months, it is so important for you to be organized and to put the work in to create a strong organizational foundation for yourself. So what do I mean by that? Maybe at your past job, midway through, you realized that you didn't have your emails organized in the right way, right? And you told yourself, man, I wish I had this in place because it would make my life so much easier. But you know, I've been here for so long, I have thousands of emails, it's kind of too late for me to organize it now. So at the beginning of your new job, this is the time to make sure that you have your new desktop organized, to make sure that you're creating separate folders in your work email software. And if you use anything like Trello, Asana, or any other project management tools, you want to make sure from the start you are drafting, you know, what you want your project timelines to look like and how you want to organize your task. I think it's so important to do this from the very beginning, because it's just giving you a great foundation to go off of. And it's going to make your life so much easier as you reacquaint yourself to a new job and new tasks and responsibilities. All right, number 5, during the first few months at your new job, it is definitely better to be overdressed than underdressed. All work environments are a little bit different. Some places are very casual, some places are very business professional, and you really don't know what the situation will be until you spend a few weeks at your job and start to look around and see how your colleagues, your supervisors, and other people in your environment are dressing. How people dressed during your interview is not a telltale sign about how they dress on a day-to-day basis, because supervisors tend to dress a bit more professionally during the interviews. So during those first few weeks, definitely wear your business professional clothing or your business casual clothing, depending on, you know, the type of environment. But I would not dress any more casual than the standard business casual attire. You would rather someone look at you and say, oh my gosh, you know, that lady, she's looking really nice today, maybe a bit overdressed, but she looks nice, as opposed to, oh my gosh, who did we just hire? Why is this person dressing so sloppy, or why is this person so careless? It's better to err on the side of caution and dress up a bit more than usual in order to protect your personal brand and establish a good reputation at your new job. Number 6, it is important to start setting boundaries early. You may think, hey, you know, I'm at a new job, I'm gonna come super early, I'm gonna leave really late, answer my emails at all hours just to prove to my new boss and my new colleagues that I am excited to be here. But that is really not the route you want to take, because the way you set things up at the beginning is what people are going to expect from you in the long run, because you are showing them that this is the type of employee you are, and that it's okay to email you and maybe even call and text you at odd hours, because you're the type who's going to answer and be there for them. So I think it's really important to, of course, you know, you want to come a bit early. You don't want to rush out, you know, right at 5 p.m., but you don't want to be the last person in the office and the first person in the office every morning. If that's the type of employee you are and that makes you feel most comfortable and that's your true self, then by all means do that. But if you know, 1, 2, 3 months later you're going to level out and work less and be available less, you might as well showcase that from the very beginning. You should make sure you don't set the bar too unrealistically high to the point where people are going to see you as declining or slacking later on when you actually start to work at the average pace. As I mentioned, of course, you want to work hard and you want to make sure that you're putting in the work and the hours necessary to get your job done, but you really don't want to set an unrealistic expectation around how much of a work-life balance you're willing to have. Point number 7 I want to make is make sure you ask a lot of questions. Do not be embarrassed. Don't try to pretend like you have all the answers. This is really the time where you can get away with asking however many questions you want, no matter how silly they may be, because, you know, after you've been working at the job for a while, they're gonna start expecting you to know things and to understand different aspects of the business. But right now, they really don't have those expectations for you. So you can feel free to ask questions and to be a sponge and make sure that you are getting as strong of an understanding of this new culture and company as you possibly can. This isn't the time to be shy and to sit quietly in a meeting when you're actually confused about what's going on. Raise your hand, ask questions, and remind people that you are new and you may have not been around for some of these prior conversations, so you simply just don't understand the full scope of what may be being discussed in the room. It's definitely okay to admit that, and people will totally understand because you are new, and it's expected that you're not going to get everything. Okay, so number 8. Number 8. This kind of ties into the last point, but make sure you kick your imposter syndrome to the side. I know some people can feel a heavy sense of imposter syndrome when they're going into a new job, especially if they're advancing in their career with this new job and, you know, moving into a higher role or status than they had previously. And this is especially common for women. Women tend to not feel that they are deserving of higher level roles at their jobs. And this can lead to a large sense of doubt and low self-confidence that can really negatively impact the way they show up and interact with their colleagues. Yes, you want to ask questions and you want to let people know that you don't know everything at this new job, but you also want to have a sense of confidence. Understand that the reason they hire you for this role is because you have something that they want, and you have proven to them during the interview process that you are the right candidate and that you have the skills that they see fit for the position that they hired you for. So if you've made it this far, you are more than qualified for this job, and you need to speak out during the meetings and not just asking questions, but also putting in recommendations, putting in your insight, and contributing in a thoughtful way, because you do have the experience and skills. Definitely start contributing in small ways from day one, even if it's just making a simple recommendation or posing a thoughtful question during a meeting with your colleagues. My last and final tip is to be involved. I know, you know, when you've been at a job for a while and you have figured out your schedule and you've kind of figured out, you know, who your mentor is and who your team members are, you may not be as interested in being a part of the different, you know, employee resource groups or the different events that may be happening around your work community. But during your first several weeks, this is prime time, and it's really important for you to get yourself out there and be involved in what's going on. So you can be involved by, you know, being a part of different volunteer events that are happening, joining different employee resource groups, being available to your team and other teams when they need some extra assistance with programs or events. Basically just, you know, not saying no to opportunities that come your way that will give you a chance to learn more about your work culture and to learn more about the people that you're going to be working with. You're probably not going to be that busy with your own projects. You're probably going to have some free time to get involved with what's going on around you. So definitely take advantage, because this is going to help you to set a strong foundation for yourself at your new company. All right, you guys, so that is my top 9 tips around how you can successfully integrate into your new job during the first several weeks. If anybody else has any tips that they would like to share, please leave them below. And for anyone who will be starting a new job soon, I wish you good luck. You can do it. And on that note, I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.